Hello again, welcome back. Glad you can join us. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you another one of my Hot Toys collectibles, RoboCop ED209. This is their version MMS12. So a brief history about ED209. ED209 stands for Enforcement Droid Series 209. He was developed by the Omni Consumer Products Corporation, otherwise known as OCP. He was implemented by a very bad guy, Mr. Dick Jones. During his initial release, he had some huge problems. As you can see. Other than that, I think he was a pretty impressive droid, as it were, even though he was obviously against RoboCop at that point in time. But come on, imagine having one of these guys protecting your property, having them stroll around your yard and stuff like that, as long as you don't have stairs, because we all know how that ended up. He's actually not the only bad guy that I really like. I really enjoyed Kane from RoboCop 2. I wish Hot Toys had actually made a version of Kane in their product line. I know another company called Chronicle Collectibles did make a statue of him. I do not have one, unfortunately. Let's see. So they made a couple of different versions of ED209 from Hot Toys. So they made a battle damage version of the MMS12, which this is not it. They also made a re-release. I think it was the MMS204, which I'll be showing in next week's video. This one was originally released in 2006. One of the problems I do know from reading some of the forums is that this headpiece right here is actually supposed to be textured, and supposedly over the years this rubber actually decayed or would dry rot and crack and stuff like that. So they actually made replacement pieces for that. So hopefully that is not the case in my situation, seeing how he's been boxed up. So I guess we'll get to find out together. Other than that, I guess I'll stop talking and we'll get into it. Like with the power loader, I'm going to try to see if I can start the unboxing in this position without knocking him over to make it easier to see on camera. So let's see, as long as I don't break nothing. Probably not the easiest way to unbox, by the way. It's on its side. The stuff you go through to try to get a good camera shot. All right, let's see if we can do this. Did I cut this one already? I don't remember if I did or not. I think I did many years ago. Wow. Yeah, see, I think I looked at them once before, many years ago. Oh, wow. And it is a very soft, like rubber texture to them. I think, fortunately enough, I don't think he's dry rotted or cracking. So let me change camera angles and take a closer look at him. Well, there it is. I absolutely love it. The detail is phenomenal. I wish you could like feel the texture of this headpiece. It is a very soft textured rubber material. They've done really nice work with some of the blasters right here, the rockets, these wires right here. Even inside the arm on both sides, there's wires on either side. Small note, I did accidentally put the arms on the wrong side, but not a big deal. The rubber around what would be the joints is very nicely done. The painting, especially around the bolts, is very nicely done. So that goes into my likes of this collectible. I love the scale. So if you're into large collectibles, Hot Toys is definitely for you, because all of them are going to be 1/6 scale. So this is a 1/6 scale ED209. And the detail. So Hot Toys is definitely known for their detail. Now, dislikes. On this version, granted this is a early release version, there is hardly any articulation. Like pretty much your hip and your feet, and that's pretty much it. So there's not much posing to him. If you saw during building, all of his joints are pretty much just ball joints. So no ratcheting or anything like that. Like some of the Transformers, if you're into that stuff. But they are still pretty tight, as you can see. I think the only one that's loose is probably this one. Just turning him, and he falls over. But the MMS204, from my understanding, did add a lot more articulation, especially in the leg area and the feet. So we'll just have to find out next week. Another dislike that I was very upset about, because I'm pretty sure this is not supposed to come off. And you can see where there's just a couple dabs of glue, like right there, and I think like right there. Now some of that could be from me, because these boxes have moved from multiple houses over the years since I bought this guy, and just the sheer age of it since it was released in 2006. But honestly, even looking inside of his legs, there's only like a couple spots of glue, so I was very disappointed in that. The price of this guy actually isn't that bad at all. You can actually still buy this guy anywhere between like $350 to $400. It really isn't a bad price for the detail. I mean, you're not going to get a whole lot of poses out of it, but he is an amazing figure. If you're into RoboCop, you'll definitely enjoy him. Real quick before I go, move that out of the way. Let's do a little size comparison. See if I can do this without having to change camera angles. Ooh, don't make a mess. Oh, don't fall. All right. So this is probably one of my dilemmas I would probably see, is that, see, both of these are supposed to be 1/6 scale, but that doesn't look right. So I mean, if you're collecting multiple Hot Toys, and this bugs you, and you may have to like separate them into like different collectible areas so it doesn't affect some people that might have OCD. But definitely, if you're going to be collecting stuff like this and displaying them, you're going to need the real estate in order to do it. As you can see, they take up a lot of space. I'd love to learn how to do stop motion animation. I might try to play with that in the future and just make these guys like fight each other. I think that'd be kind of cool. What else? I think that's all I got. Stay tuned for next week, where we're going to check out the second release of this guy. It is the MMS204. I don't think it's battle damage or anything like that. Try to make this video short and sweet. So I can turn them out a little bit faster for y'all, but also so you don't have to stare at me so much more than you have to, or listen to my voice. You know, because I'm just gorgeous like that. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got for this week. Stay tuned for next week's project. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to help support the channel or make a suggestion or a review, stop by my Patreon page, help out the channel. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Thank you.